head, and that is fine and normal and good.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that.
Well, you could just make him go away.
Are you gonna ever use it again?
I'm using it right now. What craft do you think I'm making? It's the Starfish Inspo. You don't care about my inspo. You don't care about my streams. You're a hater.
Yeah. Oh man.
My wife is a mean woman.
I forgot to update crafting.
Hello. And now we're in a fight. Welcome to Fight Stream.
Welcome.
First rule of Fight Stream: Beetle Juju. You type
That's what I
so
call 'em.
good.
All right.
First of all, question for the fucking class. We are working on Halloween costumes and also my overalls. Oh shit, I gotta set a timer. Thank you so much for saying that, pal.
Yeah, we have a photo shoot tomorrow where we're supposed to wear our Halloween costumes, which we haven't finished.
Hey, and they're almost done. And
That's
if
true.
Kayla's here, don't look at me, Kayla.
I don't think it'll be a problem.
Crystal, hello. Okay, first of all, before we get into the crafting seriousness, thank you so much, Wednesday. So many people commented and they were like, oh my god, are you being Tina Belcher? And I was like, no, but I can see why you'd think that from the wig at the beginning. What a fun little car.
What a weird car.
Is that my dad?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Do you think he just flew?
Yes.
That sounds like him.
God, I thought maybe my dad just like bought a tiny little clown car because he's a
That's
cuckoo bananas
so
girl,
funny.
which is fine.
Thank you, Swanky Panky.
Obsessed with you. Obsessed with your vibe. Question for the culture. The love of my life thinks that it's like not a good idea.
That's not what I said.
I had a thought when the kittens are born and they are in the vicinity of like 5 weeks, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, like comfortable. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. Here's a thought that I had. We host an event at Sunny's house where people can meet and pet the kittens, okay, who will already be very socialized by that point, right? And vibey. I haven't talked to Sunny about this, so like nobody quote me on anything. So everybody be cool. We collab with a local trap and release group or humane society shelter, whatever. Yes. Well, because I know that they're going to be able to get adopted out easily. Like, we already have people in our DMs being like, I am absolutely fucking feral for a kitten. That is great. I'm loving that energy that's coming in from people. I would love for us to avert that energy, not just from these kittens, but onto other. This is like a horrible kitten season. So if you are someone who wants a kitten, and Seven, here's my thought process.
Thank you, Seven.
Here's my thought process, is it would be like couple of goofs meet and greet, and then I'm not saying that like we would have other animals be there. You should adopt old kittens. No, it would literally just be that they essentially like set up a booth. No, 12 weeks is not the standard. At 6 weeks, I think is typically when people like get them actually adopted out. Okay, Seven, I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was 8 weeks. I don't know. We don't know. We haven't Googled.
We
haven't talked to anyone.
They can be pet by people at 5 weeks. They can hang. They can vibe. Yeah, I think that's fair. 8 weeks? 8 weeks? All right, okay. Heard.
Moderator and business manager.
Heard. Again, I'm not talking about adopting them out at this event. I'm talking about, like, that's bonkers.
They got to build up immunity.
Well, yeah, because we would get them vaxxed. Because I just talked to a vet today who said we can get them vaxxed at like 5 to 6 weeks. That's so interesting. It is a meet and greet. That's the premise. Yeah. Just for vibing. I'm not giving away cats there. Oh my God. Pendlas. Okay.
They would never let you work at the factory.
Separately from whether or not this is happening, okay? I said, because the vibe, the idea, did you guys ever have, like, puppy days at your, like, midterms or finals for college where they, like, bring in cute animals in, like, an enclosed pen? You can go, like, pet them and say hi, and then they have, like, information about the Humane Society or, like, the Trap and Release group or, like, resources that folks can use as well as, like, a way for people to adopt. Okay, very normal. Yes, that's, like, the premise, okay? Very fun, very cool. They're great, Gemini. Very fun. that was what I was thinking, and I was thinking we do one of those at Sunny's house because we have a unique opportunity to be able to talk about, like, you know, as people with a platform, we can be like, if you're looking to have a similar experience to what we had, you can foster a pregnant cat.
Hello, Ian.
Hi, baby. There are many pregnant cats that need to be fostered. If you're looking to adopt a cat, there's like a bunch of like old, comfortable, cute cats that know how to use litter boxes. There's a zillion kittens who need to be adopted. That's the premise, right? Morgan said that was a silly idea and that people wouldn't want to go to that.
That's literally not what happened.
What happened?
Phoebe's talking, and these are just my eyebrows. And they're like, you guys didn't have... What they actually said was, you didn't have dog final days at school? And I said, no, they bring in the dog, and they're like, if you don't adopt it, we'll kill them? Because
it's not the dog's final day.
I thought they were saying it was the dog's final day.
Like, final sale on the dogs.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that seems manipulative. That seems bad to the dog dies.
I said puppy finals. I did not say...
You didn't. You said dog final days.
Oh, my God.
Because I remember thinking the dog days are over.
The dog days.
Anyway.
That was the idea, though, is that we would have a Humane Society, like, table, essentially. So we wouldn't do anything except for hang out there for 3 hours with kittens.
Phoebe was like, haven't you been to the fair? And at the fair, there's a booth where they're like, we're the Humane Society, come here and you can get kittens. And I was like, yeah, but there's like 500 other booths. It's not like there's just the one booth. And then also, like, some cute people are at it. Like, I don't know if people would go to this thing that's just one thing. And then Phoebe was like, no, I think we'd also have something else, like the clothing swap, or like something else also going on.
Yes.
And then there'd be like
You're perfect, Selena.
A like booth there by them. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. But like, I don't know. As someone who's not interested, the other thing is like, and obviously Stream knows
$5
this.
per kitty cuddle?
Stream knows this, but TikTok doesn't so much.
Baby.
Is that I'm not an animal person. So
right.
I was like, I don't want to have to touch any animals.
Chemical Tragic, that's what I'm saying, is that they would go to look at the kittens. That's what I'm saying.
And I don't want to have to do anything with the animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
no, I think the thing is that we wouldn't be able to do a clothing swap on that day. I think we could do like a couple of goofs and some kittens are at Sunny's house.
That's the whole premise of cat cafes.
Thank you, Arm Applesauce. That's what I'm saying.
A cat cafe is my personal nightmare. I just want everyone to know.
And that's fair.
That's where I'm at.
Yes.
My nails are very grown out, but they're little Beetlejuice nails.
They're Beetlejuice. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The only reason you can't at Sunny's house is because the tattoo part is a completely separate and sealed off room.
It's like an acrylic box of secrecy. Yeah. So I think there wouldn't be tattoos happening at that time anyway. And it would be like closed and locked up. Also, maybe we couldn't. I don't know. I have no idea. This is like a passing thought that I had.
It also may not be like, it could be outside somewhere or yes. I don't know.
They have a courtyard.
Phoebe's idea. And
we should tattoo
and
the
I was like, if I don't have to do anything and just show up at something, then I'll do it. But I am not interested in this. I have no
another ferret situation.
That's so true. I don't have any horses in this race.
You have no kittens in this race, especially.
Yeah. But yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was saying, Kennedy, with it. The other thing is that, like, in a perfect world, we're going to partner not as like people with a platform, but just as like regular human beings who had a stray cat give birth in their home adjacent area. Like, we're gonna work with a trap and release neuter spay group to like get the kittens reasonably priced spayed before giving them out to people, which already is gonna be a whole ordeal. Because the kittens need to have people apply to own them. So we either need to do that through some Humane Society adoption. Like, what I'm saying is, like, this is already a shit ton of work. So we already have to do,
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
And
thanks so much.
Thanks.
You're so sweet, Lady Tatey.
What a big day.
Wow.
Wow. I also was like, I just don't understand. I genuinely, what you're describing, I don't know if it exists, and you're saying it does, so I believe you.
Yes.
And then I was like, do you remember the film Stuart Little? At the beginning of the film Stuart Little, they go to the adoption place, and they say, we would like to adopt, and then they pick out a mouse. Unfortunate, because there were human children there, but that's what happened. That's what they were called to do.
Does he not show up to their door in his little mouse car? I thought that was what happened.
No, they give him the mouse car. Anyway, and I was like, someone didn't go to their grocery store and say, would you like to adopt a boy that looks like a mouse?
Listen.
They legit adopt a mouse. I am anti-Stairs Little.
Fuck Stairs Little.
Yeah.
Me and all my homies hate Stairs Little.
That's his little brother. My children, Stuart and Stairs. The brother's little.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I loved his little thing.
So small.
Remember when they get his little outfits by going to like a very fancy doll store?
I haven't seen it in so long. Who the fuck is the voice of Stuart Little in that?
It's Michael J. Fox.
That's absurd.
I had a huge crush on Michael J.
How
Fox.
old was Michael J. Fox at that time? Because I was about to say
in like his 30s, I think.
I was
Maybe
literally
40s,
going to
actually.
say that's far too as a lesbian. I think I can confidently say Michael J. Fox is too sexy to be the voice of Stuart
he is.
Little. That is a problem.
I had a huge crush on Michael J. Fox. I'm sure everyone here is too young to remember, besides maybe Mom if she's watching. But there was a show in the early 90s, I think, that he was in called Spin City. He was in it, and then the guy, is it Barry Botswick? The guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show is in it. It's got like a bunch of famous people in it, but it's from like the early 90s, and Michael J. Fox is like the lead. And I was like, this is my calling, to be with Michael J. Fox. He's also the voice of
he really is a voice
Milo.
of Stuart Little. Wow.
Yeah. Gina Davis is the mom, who is the main grown woman in Beetlejuice. Hugh Laurie, House MD, is the father.
Shut up.
Nathan Lane is in it.
Okay, I'm so obsessed with Nathan Lane.
I know. Jennifer Tilly is in it.
Wow.
It's got a bunch of famous people in it.
Yeah.
And the little boy, I don't remember the little boy's name. He was very famous at the time.
Oh,
Jonathan
this
Lipnicki.
man.
I don't know who that is.
Jeffrey Jones.
Oh,
He's
the guy from Ferris
the
Bueller.
guy from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Which you've actually never seen.
You've never
Which is
seen
really
it.
sad that you've never seen it. And that
is
Morgan
sad.
has never seen Stuart Little, and it's sad for her.
No, that's not true. He's also a mouse, but he's also a child.
Well, he was born to human. His DNA is human DNA, but he looks like a mouse.
Michael J. Fox. No, but that's what we're saying.
I would say.
I think a child should have played Stuart Little.
Okay, I'm going to show you Michael J. Fox, and what I need you to know is that, like.
He's so old now.
He is really old now.
I love him.
I know. Well,
He wrote a book called Looking Up.
This is Michael J. Fox. This is him being sexy. Actually, how old was he there?
I don't know.
I was sexually attracted to him when I was 8, so I think that it's probably fair.
Yeah. He plays Milo in Atlantis also.
Yes. It's hard.
He's definitely cutest in the Back to the
It's
Future
hard
films.
to explain. We've all seen Ferris Bueller. I'm so sorry. It's a horrible joke between my wife and I because out of the blue, for no goddamn reason,
What were we even doing?
something happened with Ferris Bueller.
It was like a song play
which
that's in the movie.
is one of my mother's favorite films. I have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off 50 plus fucking times. Okay, I've seen it in theaters at a silly little fucking theater in Corvallis. And the love of my life, some song plays, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is that song from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And Morgan goes, oh yeah, you've never seen that, right?
No. I said, I quoted something from the film.
You quoted something weird.
Because a song was playing from
Divorce
the movie.
Stream. Divorce Stream.
And you said, what is that from? And I said, oh, it's from Ferris Bueller.
What was the quote, Morgan?
But I forgot that you'd never seen it. I don't remember.
Oh, quote something then. Oh, you've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Quote, name 3 quotes from it. Never had one lesson. Go ahead.
Never Had One Lesson is a really good one. I think it was the one where he's like, Cameron is so tight that if you put a rock up his ass in 3 hours you'd have a diamond or something like that.
Yes. Sorry.
In 2 days you'd have a diamond.
Hi, Abby.
Getting divorced on stream, not clickbait.
My God. Good Lord.
That one's not as much as The Wizard of Oz, which is a really long joke where I genuinely thought Phoebe had not seen it. And what I need you to know is they were actually in a production of The Wizard of Oz. And so for Christmas last year, 2 years ago, I got them a copy of The Wizard of Oz on DVD, which we have yet to watch, which is sad because you've never seen
I
it.
can sing all the second soprano background parts because it's the same in the musical as it is in the movie.
Not while the brothers little are listening.
No. I was not the
You should
Scarecrow.
have been the Scarecrow.
I was a freshman, so
You should
I
have been
was
a lion.
a crow, and I was also an Aussian, and I was the understudy for Glinda.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They even let you do that.
I know. They said gender fruity Glinda?
Linda.
Who's Linda? Oh my God. That's true.
That's so true. We would never have to argue about custody of the kittens.
Thank you, Penlas. I feel that with love. My wife is giving evil witch, so write that down. God. Oh, Linda Belcher is already gender fruity.
That's so true.
And that's my favorite thing about her.
They all are.
Yeah. I'm going to be Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice. Morgan is going to be Beetlejuice. I feel like this doesn't have to be said, like, to y'all probably, but I think it's more fun when you do a queer couples costume to do it, like, gender bent. Like, where I'm going to be Lydia Dietz the woman. Morgan's going to be Beetlejuice the man. I am not a woman. Morgan is not a man. And that's what's fun about Halloween.
Yeah, we do that a lot, actually, which is so funny because, like, under any other circumstances, I get really defensive when people...
Morgan does not like to be they, them.
I'm always worried that people think I look like a boy anytime I wear pants and not a dress.
I think it comes from being fat your whole life.
That is true.
I think that's mostly what it is, and so I think it makes complete sense. It has nothing to do with your gender feelings about other people.
It didn't used to bother me until I had a shaved head working at Disney World.
Yes.
And so many gay people thinking that they were being affirming.
Yes.
With, like, he, him, me, or they, them, me. And I was like, I feel like I'm still giving girl.
Well, and now you have a disease.
I'm girl.
You have a disease where you have a husband who's transgender. And so constantly... People will be like,
uncurable.
Yes, terminally, yeah. People will be like, Phoebe's trans.
Thank you.
Amber Sandwich, thank you so much.
It's chronic.
It is, it sure is.
It is.
But they always think that maybe Morgan uses they, them pronouns also, which would be fine. You can absolutely look like Morgan and use they, them pronouns. Morgan loves to be
but I don't.
A girly pop woman, she, her, girl boss.
Thank you, Petal Moon. It's the love of my life.
And that's fine.
I also have a tiny one. I bought the pack that had both.
Pendlas, that's a great idea for knuckle pads.
I am girl.
Incredible. I think that's the other thing that's really funny to me about you is that, like, it was, I feel like, kind of easy to explain to you being trans because you were like, yeah, my gender's very important to me and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And I want other people to love their gender, you know?
I had to count how many fingers I had.
That's perfect. Mine do say they, them right now. I gotta get them redone. They're long.
Yeah.
Was it fingers?
I do feel like... Yeah. I feel like the biggest thing when you were explaining your gender to me as we were first meeting and dating...
I'm so scared.
Was you being like... I think being raised as a Republican... Content warning for scary story. I think being raised as a Republican and like... Or by Republicans, rather... before I was like part of the queer community.
You were cosplaying as a Republican.
That's so true.
So that's, I mean, I was raised as a woman and was cosplaying as a woman. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to say that.
I was like, I feel like there's this narrative that like, for lack of a better term, Republicans push that's like transgender folks are like always waiting for you to offend them and like da 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 da. And not that I like felt that way necessarily, but I had not had enough conversations with like my acquaintances who were trans, like about their gender, or, like their journey or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so for you to be like, oh, like there are trans people who really love being women, and like nobody's trying to say that like you shouldn't be proud to be a woman, then like that was like the second sentence, and I was like, oh, I get that. That's fine with me. Yeah. Because I love being a girl. I am girl. And you were like, I am not. And I was like, love that for you.
You were afraid that you weren't ever allowed to say ladies about any group of people, even if you know.
I think that's the thing.
It was like you were afraid that.
I also love getting ma'am.
You were afraid that you weren't allowed to want to be ma'am.
Yeah.
Is really what it was.
Yeah.
Is that you were like, I identify as lady, I identify as ma'am. I want people to call me that.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I think that was definitely like, fear is the wrong word, but it's like, people will be like, I want a future where no one can be manned. And that's not true. No. What they want is a future where like, you don't assume anything.
You're just being considerate, yeah.
But then once you do know me.
She's ma'am.
I'm ma'am.
And that's fine.
I am Mrs. May.
Yeah.
I'm Lady May.
And we love it.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Hi, Elliot.
Hello.
We're talking about gender. It's fun.
Oh, spoilers on, I forgot.
Don't spoil the genders.
That means you didn't turn it off yesterday.
Yeah, it was really funny because we just kept on being like, stop trying to spoil craft time. And then we were talking about Sister Wives, and it was actually kind of perfect.
Oh, okay. That's perfect.
Ma'am girl.
Yeah. No gender spoilers.
No. hold on, I was gonna say something else. Oh my God. That was the other thing is like working in Disney World was like the time where I've been most like open about my gender journey. And also I had like little high Minnie Mouse voice and hadn't been on testosterone for any amount of time and was much more like Twinkie coated in terms of my shape, giving thin woman, giving Q-tip head. And so a lot of the time,
So we say lady, ma'am, sir. Sorry, go ahead.
people would be like, what's going on? And I'd be like, I use they, them pronouns. And they'd be like, great. So you're not able to call me she, her? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, that is not what that sentence means.
I think that's definitely what I thought it meant. Was
right.
like someone who was non-binary was existing in a world with no gender.
Yes.
And that's not true.
No. And all the time they'd be like, okay, and so you use they, them pronouns, and Morgan is your partner? And it was as if they weren't allowed to say girlfriend.
You only get one set of pronouns. You have to use them for everything.
Like, if they said girlfriend, it would be offensive to me. And it's just so funny because, like, I don't know. I don't feel like anything about Morgan reads trans. Which, there, again, you can look exactly like Morgan and be trans, but just, like, you aggressively talk about how much you love to be a cupcake girly pop woman girl.
Yeah.
So it's very funny. And to this day, the iteration of that happens to me so fucking much is people will be like at the doctor's office or like work or like I'm meeting something or someone or like whatever, and they'll be like, cool, and your pronouns? And I'm like, they, them. And then they'll be like, and I'll be like, my wife. And instead of saying wife, which is the word that I use for Morgan, people go out of their way, fucking bend over backwards to say spouse. And I'm like, stop. Wrong. That's not, she's not my spouse.
I also feel like it's so obvious when it's someone who just always says spouse and someone who is like clearly making a point to say spouse.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
what I will say at Disney World, I don't know if it's like just the kind of people who go to Disney World or if it's just a British thing in general, but I had a lot of British people always say partner regardless of gender.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because...
Like more common?
I don't know if it's more common or if they have had a problem saying like husband or wife and people didn't understand them. I don't know, but like several times I had like helped families where they were straight as far as I could tell, and they both said the other one was partner, and I was like,
interesting.
Yeah, it happened a lot, and it was like specifically like like not Scottish, like very very like
people
I don't know.
You're too to be inclusive, but now I can't tell who's gay or not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Hello, Dwayne.
Like howdy, partner.
I also would never like, I don't really care that people are using like spouse for Morgan. It's only funny to me when I have said a sentence.
Yeah, when you've already said wife.
It's almost exclusively when people are like repeating it back to me is what they're doing. So it's like they're taking note of something. So they're like, and Morgan is your, and I'm like, wife. And they're like, spouse, got it. And I'm like, that's not what I fucking said. That's not what I fucking said.
Hello,
so if there's
welcome.
an option, select wife, bitch.
Where are you going? Give me ice.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bring ice.
Okay.
But I'm trying to swish around my dress real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's so funny. No, literally, literally. I'm giving wife. You must know them pretty well. Yes, I know them pretty well. We're like together. One time, if you've already heard the story, I'm sorry. One time, Phoebe and I are working. Hello, welcome. At Disney World together, like in the same park, which we weren't assigned to the same park, but both of us had jobs where we could pick up at other parks. So we were both working at Epcot, and like it was like nighttime closing, which where we were at in the park is like not busy at nighttime because it was the entrance. So it's obviously at nighttime, mostly people leaving, not very many people coming in. And there was another guy doing my job, so 2 guest relations cast members, and then a couple of people doing Phoebe's job, which is like the scanning ticket part. Anyway, and the guy who was with me in guest relations just like kept talking to me, which is like not in an annoying way. I just mean like we were having conversations. He was kind of more talking at me, but he was like listening a little bit. Anyway, and Phoebe had come up like 3 times at that point to me, and at one point they like grabbed my little butt and they're like, okay, like should we get Taco Bell on the way home? And I was like, oh, we should get Taco Bell on the way home. I would love that. And they like walk off, and he was like, oh, are you guys like roommates? And I was like, we're engaged? And he was like, to each other? And I was like, yeah. And like, you know, if you're like a presumably straight man, maybe you wouldn't know that I was clearly giving bisexual. That's so fair. But Phoebe is definitely not giving straight. They had also come over and touched my little butt and held my little hand. And we think about it all the time. Because he meant it genuinely. And once I was like, no, we're engaged, and he got it, he was like, oh my god, duh, I'm so sorry. And like, again, like, I don't dislike this guy. It was just so funny. Because I was like, you have no gay friends. Like, that's what I'm hearing. You have no gay friends other than like the people who work here. Are you sisters? My ex is black and I'm white. No. I mean, you could be, you like, there are people who are sisters, but like, what a presumptuous thing to assume first. Two best friends. Literally. If two brides met, double wedding. Are you sisters is the eternal lesbian curse? No. I have had the opposite problem, though, where me and my brother have gone places, and people thought that we were, like, on a date.
About the stupidest gay boy I've ever met?
He wasn't... Is Philip gay?
Philip?
It was Philip who asked if we were roommates.
Who's Philip?
His name's Philip.
The one that you confuse with Prince Eric?
No.
Philip is gay. But it wasn't Philip who said that.
I think it was.
It was not.
I mean, he was your coworker.
But Philip is gay.
Oh, well then, I've combined Philip into this story. Philip? Who's Philip?
No.
There was a Philip. The problem is I always thought Philip's name was something else. Eric.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, I didn't think he was Prince Eric.
No, but Hannah said he looked like Prince Eric?
I don't know. I didn't like him.
I know. He was a
Philip.
He was a mean gay.
He was.
And I loved him.
Phoebe really liked him. Sometimes I just repeat what you're saying.
I wouldn't have him on a podcast
They wouldn't have him on a podcast or anything.
Divorce stream! God!
I thought it was Philip.
Philip. It was not Philip.
It couldn't have been. This guy was definitely straight.
It was someone who was short.
Gay?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Maybe I'm confusing him with someone else.
Philip was the one who was like, and sorry, content warning for talking about intermittent fasting for 1 second. But he was like, oh my god, I've been doing intermittent fasting and like I'm feeling so skinny.
I
and
thought
then
it was Nick.
This is when I was, by the way, like very, very small. It was him and Nick together talking about it. And then Philip turned to me and was like, oh my god, Phoebe, like you should get into it. And I was like, oh, haha, I actually had an eating disorder for all of high school. So if I did that, it would break my brain.
Haha.
Ha ha ha. And then he was like,
Phoebe also made a leader feel really uncomfortable for a similar reason.
yeah. Well, there was a girly pop who had like, she was sick. She was fucking ill. And she had lost a lot of weight. And the leader, I obviously don't ever fucking comment on that. At one point I may have said like, oh my god, so-and-so, you are absolutely glowing. You look so beautiful. And she was feeling much happier after like being sick and stressed out. So I think that was probably what that was. But anyway, this leader was like, oh my god, you look amazing. Like, have you been working out? And she was like, no, I've just been sick. And I was like, super fucking unhinged of you to say that.
To this man who was like Phoebe's like superior.
He was like, he was my old boss,
yeah.
but he was a leader like in the area. And I was like, wow, what an absolutely ridiculous backhanded compliment. And he was like, what? And I was like, she looks incredible now. She looked incredible before.
She's also like famously hot to
Yeah.
us. Like we make a lot of jokes about how hot she is.
Yeah, and so I was like, super weird of you to comment on her body at all, actually, if you have no idea like what's going on. And then he was like, no, she just looks so healthy. And I was like, how on earth do you know what healthy looks like? She could have been ill and lost weight because she was ill. And she was like, actually, I was. And that's what happened.
Especially at work.
And he was like, oh my God. And I was like, so like a man to make an absolutely stupid fucking comment
gay,
like
right?
that. No, he's straight.
Who's the tiny one?
He's straight. He was the tiny one. And then somebody who's a follower of us messaged, because I told that story on TikTok.
I forgot.
And then this girl messaged me on Instagram and was like, was it this guy's name, first name, last name? And I was like, yes. And she was like, that's my ex-husband. He was heinously abusive. Thank you for putting him in his place because he was super fucking fat phobic. And I was like, and I'd do it again, bitch. Fuck that guy.
Listen, I just like... There's just no reason to talk about someone's
No,
body.
there's literally no reason to talk about
I
someone's
feel
body.
like the only reason, not reason even, if I...
It wasn't Philip. Philip is separately lovely.
Oh, sorry, different
Philip's
guy.
fine. This guy's different.
If I am genuinely, like, close friends with someone and I know that they have been, like, working out to reach, like, a fitness goal, and I'll be like, oh, I saw that you are now benching, 300 pounds or whatever.
Hell yeah, bitch. Cute.
Yeah, I feel like that's the closest thing that I would ever comfortably say, and even then we would have to be close enough friends that they would be on, like, my close friend story
Yeah.
for me to say something about it. And
Yeah.
even then, it's not really about their body shape.
Dwayne, I'm so sorry. That's ridiculous.
We know some people in our lives who say things like that.
Evil behavior. God. Boo.
It was currently on fire.
Jesus.
There's literally, I won't talk about it for a long time, but there's like a very long history of people fat shaming babies, which is cuckoo bananas.
It's too stressful to talk about because it like the babies get sick because you can't. There's not a way for a baby to be too fat. They're supposed to have all that fat.
Yeah.
Because fat is protective.
Also, they're so cute.
Yeah.
Have you considered that? Put that into your calculator.
Little rolls. So cute.
The chubbier the baby, the better. That's
Yeah.
me about everyone.
Yeah.
People who are super close to me, yes. Yeah, I also, like, if I'm close friends with someone, I will be like, your boobs look great, or... that's not super true. I do comment on Phoebe's body a lot. But we're married, so I'm actually allowed to.
It's mostly in weird ways, though.
Yeah, they're not compliments or...
What you say are, like, neutral, unhinged
I'll always be
statements.
like, why is your boobie folded in half right now?
It's mostly, why is your breast running away from your body? Is he upset? And I'm like, I think he is.
Yeah. Also, when your Grinch belly came in, we had a big Grinch belly every, like...
Renaissance.
Every 30 minutes we were talking about Phoebe's Grinch belly.
Yeah. You know?
Which I feel like you still have a Grinch belly.
That's true.
But it was so funny because I feel like once you first started gaining weight from testosterone...
I had nothing else.
It was just all belly. It was
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
And you're still very cute. But now it was just really funny beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, what's even funnier is last year, if you didn't know, we were Martha May Whovier and the Grinch for Halloween.
That's true. That's true. We were
Which was
pretty
perfect. When your Grinch belly came in,
Yeah.
here are all the stages of puberty for people who...
Transmasculine folks?
Yeah,
folks
not
who are,
women.
are taking
You're born.
testosterone. Yeah.
You bleed. Sad.
Bummer.
Later, your Grinch belly comes in.
Yeah.
And then you get your head fatness.
That's true.
Those are the 4 stages.
I'm in my receiving head fatness era.
Yeah.
I looked like a Q-tip head before.
Yeah, now you'd look much less like a Q-tip head.
Yeah, I look like a standard head
Yeah,
fatness head.
there's a normal amount of inches between the end of your shoulder and the end of your head.
Yeah.
And before your head was too skinny.
Yeah.
Now your nice head fatness is coming in.
Correct.
We're doctors.
Yeah.
Transtosterone.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean by head fatness.
We all know.
Pull up Leonardo DiCaprio.
I will pull up Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's the perfect example of this. Now, he's kind of a bad dude, right?
Oh, he's a heinously bad dude in
good.
a lot of ways.
Completely medically correct. Thank you.
Okay. This over here is
wish we had
Leonardo
a straight-on
DiCaprio pre-head fatness. This is before his head fatness came in. Are you seeing that?
Can you also show Grinch fatness? It's not up to me.
It's hard to find.
Big acorn head, if you will.
Yes, it didn't like Big Acorn.
It didn't.
Tabasco thought Big Acorn was sexy.
Big, just about anything.
This is in like his middle head fatness era. This
Mm-hmm.
is full head fatness has come in.
And it's not, it's just because there's no better word for it. I'm writing this down. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's what it is. Those are what those are. Can I go back? Yes. Oh no, that's
No,
just to the next one.
He's only 48? He does not look good.
Is that?
Your parents are like...
Okay,
a
again,
lot
I'll show it
older than
again.
him. Not a lot, but
Very
they look way better.
the squaring of the jaw.
I also feel like Johnny Depp is a good example of head fatness.
Yes. Yeah.
Head squarification.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 60. Yeah, I thought he was like 55.
And I think the reason why we also like to say fatness is because we're trying to neutralize the term fat because we're only saying it, positively.
Cube face.
There's nothing wrong with his little cube face.
No. But that's what happens.
Medium fat head.
Okay, I've been approved to say something that I said one time to Phoebe, and I would like everyone to know it's a neutral comment that I have noticed as someone who is not a part of the trans community but is near it.
Yeah.
The reason that sometimes trans masculine folks look like younger than they are is because, like, if you see a trans masculine person who is like 22 years old, their head fatness hasn't come in because the testosterone, it takes longer to kick in, I think.
Yeah.
So their face will have like the facial hair of someone who is like 25,
Right.
but the shape of someone who's still 16.
Yes.
And that is why they look so young.
The head fatness is important.
I've cracked the code.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the teenage boyification of trans masks in that early era. It's exactly that.
It takes less time for the Grinch belly to come in and a lot of time for the head fatness to come in.
This is true.
They haven't figured out the science on it.
I have started getting like sideburn hairs. Touch this. That's like fucking sandpaper.
Oh my God.
Isn't that insane?
Your little beast hairs are the same.
Okay.
They haven't gotten any fuzzier.
No, that's true. My butt hairs, on the other hand.
Hey.
We have to get the strong toilet paper now.
Mom's gonna be so upset with you.
Sorry, Mom.
I looked 16 till I was 22.
Sometimes
7,
it's like
do they
that.
card you when you buy alcohol?
The hair follicles just show up. No one told me your ass will become the consistency of a cheese grater. That's absurd.
Mom said,
God.
please stop.
Sorry to everyone.
Someone said yes, and energy drinks. Oh no! How old did you be about an energy drink in the kingdom?
In the kingdom.
In the UK.
UK. Oh my God.
16.
If that's a rule here, I just wouldn't know
It
because I
is.
think I was too old. I also just wasn't drinking.
I don't know when it became a rule because they never asked me when I was a kid. But I think I was with Michael, my younger brother. I was with somebody once, and they asked to see their card when they bought like a Red Bull.
A rebel.
And I was like, okay.
Okay. What are we doing?
His arms are a little too long. Maybe it's also his head fatness. A little rebel. I need to paint my stripes.
Right. Are we each taking up half of the blanket?
That's fine. Can you put it right here?
Yeah. That's what I thought I was doing.
Well, but you didn't do it, though. So that was why I was confused.
Okay, see how you're still in the way? I don't think you're understanding the width of table.
Scoochie in.
Okay, stop. You're hitting that. Oh my, so good.
Yeah. Use your big boy muscle.
Okay. She's condescending.
Rebel's the name of the energy drink specifically at Dutch Bros. That's why I said it.
Yes.
I didn't invent it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. But it's because they wanted you to be able to say.
It's because it sounds like Red Bull. They're literally tricking you.
Did I set another timer?
Did you?
Oh, no.
Oh, he didn't.
I meant
Oh,
to.
I need my paint.
We'll just do 10 minutes.
Did you look at the test strip in here?
No. Oh, the timer's for... I'm dyeing a dress red in the other room. The wedding dress. Here's the thing. I know that when I post about the wedding dress and we show people that I'm, like, cutting it up and have dyed it red, I need people to know that it was a $200 wedding dress off of essentially, like, a Wish-esque website.
It's like a wedding wish.
Yes, that I found at a Goodwill for $60. But, like, we posted about the wedding dress in, like, July, in, like, August maybe, and everybody was, like, absolutely going feral. They were like, I need it. And I was like, it's for Halloween, sweetheart. Bye, Penless, darling.
Have fun at the factory.
Sleep nice. No, it's bedtime for Pendlas.
Sleep tight at the factory.
Sleepy time for Pendlas.
Hell.
So what's your plan? Did you...
Thank you. Oh my god, it's so hard to get something done around here.
Oh my god. What's your plan?
I've got stripy pants, and my plan is to use the stripes as a guideline.
Right.
Which was your suggestion.
Which you hated.
No, and then I decided you were right.
Thank you. Well, because you were like, let me buy plain pants.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't do that. Okay. Paint. It said equal parts.
Oh, good. So I'll have plenty.
Okay, please don't get any on my
What
overalls.
making? You just like me for real. Wow.
It's probably equal, no?
I don't know. That's probably equal.
Okay.
I'll mix them up. I am painting my pants to be Beetlejuice.
I have to pee.
Phoebe's working on these overalls. Can you give me the paper towels?
Yeah. Did you already spill?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you. I'm going to need a lot more paint.
I think I need a rock.
Yeah, you need something heavy. Oh, maybe I won't need. This is kind of coming together. My Baja Blast drink. Yeah, so I'm mixing 1 part fabric softener to 1 part paint to make fabric paint. Supposedly. Okay, it's coming together. I've got a vision. You're scaring me.
You're scaring me.
I'm scared.
I'm scared by you.
No, I'm being scared by you.
No, and it's me who is getting scared
And
by you.
you're scaring me. Okay. Perfect. It's working good. And I have a good vision, and this is good.
Okay, I think probably that's fine. I'll put the guy back. Let me put him back.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll put him back.
Yeah, I'm thinking you should go back.
Hopefully this works. Yeah, what is everyone gonna be for Halloween? We're having a Halloween party. Not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. Super early, because our friend Kyle is visiting, who I'm sure some of you have seen in chat sometimes. And we wanted to have it while they were here. And that is our plan. I think that's smart. I think if people weren't mean about us having a Barbie birthday party, then we would probably just reuse our Barbie and Ken. But we want to be able to post about it. And while the writer's strike is over, great news, everyone, the actor one isn't, right? So, anyway. So at least Lydia and Beetlejuice, you know, it's a super old movie, so I doubt anyone would be stressful. Thank you. It was amazing. It was the best. Do circus baby? I thought it said cruise baby, so at first I was like, did you invent that? I love it. I love Dead Bride. I feel like that's a classic, you know? Like, I feel like it's always good.
Yeehaw.
Thank you. Oh my god, new job. Love that for you. I'm gonna be Steve because he's so comfy. From Stranger Things? From The Things, they're pretty strange. Okay, I don't know how I should start this. Perfect. That works for me. Now, I probably should have put something between these two things. I won't. Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed? So the writer's strike, well, I guess I don't know that it's ended. They have come to an agreement, is I think the technical term. And they're waiting, like, new contracts are being, like, made, and then they still have to be signed. I think is kind of how it goes, right? Good Omens, not Supernatural. I've been seeing all your posts about them, and I love that for you. What I'll also say about this is this will not be perfect. My inspiration is much more like Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice the Musical, which is like a lot more messy lines than the movie. Even though we're technically being the ones from the movie, because Mom and Dad are being the Maitlands from the movie. And Kyle's being Miss Argentina from the movie. Sci-fi horror themes, I'm going as Spider's Man, which is like hundreds of spiders in a Spider-Man costume. I love that for you. That's so fun. Yeah, last year we were the Grinch and Martha May Whovier. The year before that, who were we the year before that? Oh no, wait, last year we did nothing? That's true. Last year, what did we do last year? Did we do anything? Am I Proctor and Dr. Doof? It was 2021 when we were Martha May Whovier and the Grinch. Me and some friends went as the Heathers last year. That's so fun. I've been Beetlejuice before in college. I was also Miss Frizzle one year. But I made the costume myself because it was when I was like in the costume shop, which was really nice because then I could just use all their industrial stuff. We weren't on the cruise for Halloween. I don't remember if we did anything last year. We must have. We love Halloween. I really don't remember. Wilhelm the First? Wilhelm I? Who is that? No, literally. I'm checking Instagram. Thank you. I don't remember at all. Oh, we did Midsummer last year. That's what we did. As soon as you said Instagram is when I remembered. We're going to be Beetlejuice and Lydia. Phoebe's not working on their Halloween costume right now, though. They're working on a completely separate craft, which makes sense because we have to have our Halloween costumes ready tomorrow. So. They are, I guess that's not true. They're working on their Halloween costume in the other room. They left me. Yes, Emmett's Bag of Eggs and Emmett was also last year. I was going to say, I knew we did something, but yeah, it was because we did that BuzzFeed thing. And so we had several costumes last year, but we didn't wear any of them on actual Halloween. Although, again, this year, I don't know if we're doing anything on actual Halloween. It's on, like, a Tuesday, right? So, like, I don't know. Hello, welcome. Bieber is so me. They're, we're both kind of... Actually, I feel like I'm not normally very last minute. But I was really sick last week. And so, I didn't get to work on this last week. A scary costume stream? I don't know. I know Phoebe wants to do a Stardew Valley subathon soon. But it's normally me in charge of subathons. How's it looking?
It is looking alright. I didn't dye my hand red on accident, if that's what you're thinking.
Friday the 13th is in October. Oh.
Ooh.
That is true. My brother will be in town.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if a subathon's a good idea. Well, we got Michael visiting.
Oh, what? No, I don't think that's what they're saying.
Oh, good.
Seven said I thought Halloween was on a Friday. And
Oh.
Elliot said no, but Friday the 13th is on a Friday.
Gotcha.
In October.
That
Frog
makes
Day.
sense.
Frog Day.
Frog Day.
Yeah, last year we did Midsummer and her boyfriend, Christian.
Was that last year?
We did Danny, yeah. And Bag of Eggs, Emmett.
Oh, right.
Oh my god. My freaking throat. I bet it's a fabric softener.
Yeah?
Sometimes when I smell, like, really strong smells, it's like too much for the back of my throat. It's hard to explain. Yeah. I think it's because I have too good of a smeller.
Well, we did know that about you already.
Yeah. So I think it's like over. Okay, do you see how you're encroaching on my space?
I've not crouched anyone.
Yeah.
Or anything, or anywhere, even.
And I'm being crouched upon.
No, I wouldn't crouch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dream of crouching.
And then 2021 must have been when we were Martha May Whovier and the Grinch.
Yeah?
Like right after our wedding? Does that sound right?
Yeah, because 2020, when we got legally married, we were...
Yeah.
That sounds
Jack and
correct to
Wendy.
me, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds right.
I feel like I saw the Midsummer costumes at most 6 months ago. Yeah, we had to film it like literally the day before we left for the cruise last year.
Yes.
Which I think today is the day we left for the cruise last year. 2021 was the grunge. Tag yourself, I'm the grunge.
So true.
This is hard.
Hey.
I'm already tired.
Thank God.
I have to do so many?
Well, yes, but also that you have those freaking lines. I feel like that makes it easier.
No, you're right. You're very smart.
Thank you.
That's why I came around really quickly. Everything I do is tragic. Every guy I like is gay. Listen, exactly, Victoria. I really think I'm a sensitive smeller.
You are.
What's going on?
What do you mean?
Why do you look like this?
I don't.
You do.
I
I just saw you look like that.
I'm just being autistic and trying to decide what decision to
Oh
make.
my god. Phoebe's a bully.
Where's the paper towels?
Oh, they're next to me.
Oh.
Put them next to you.
Okay, thanks. Am I
Phoebe,
a bully?
because yesterday I was like, oh, I met a robot today.
Yeah.
And you were like, that guy's autistic.
No, you're a
being
bully.
mean.
You're a bully.
No, I know the difference.
Tell them the story.
This man was a robot.
No.
Okay, so I pull up to get the car washed. And I would like to be clear that this is a story about this boy being too nice. So basically I pull up. First of all, there's no one at the car wash, which is unusual. It's normally like not busy or anything, but I'm not normally like the only person there. Like there weren't even like employee cars from what I could see. Yeah, he was not real. That's what I'm telling you. Anyway, and I was like, are they closed? Like that seems weird because it's like a Thursday afternoon. But anyway, I pull up and he pops up out of nowhere. And then he's like, hello. And I was like, oh, hey. And I was like, this guy's enthusiastic. That's so nice. It gets different. Anyway, and he was like, beautiful weather we're having today, isn't it? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's really cute outside. It's really nice outside.
It's so cute outside
You know
right now.
right? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's great. And he was like, haha, perfect, because the winter is coming. Am I right? And I was like, yeah. Can I get the $9, wax and wash or whatever it's called?
Wax me, wash me.
Yeah. And he was like, of course. And he goes and he takes my credit card and then he comes back really fast. And then, hello.
Hello.
Cute. Love that green tea. He
You're
comes
so
back
brave.
super fast. Yes. And he was like, I don't know. He said something about how like he thought that the card that I had was cute, which it's a Disney card, so it is really cute. And I was like, oh, thanks. And he was like, okay, hope you have a fantastic day. And I was like, thank you.
You're a hater.
He was really nice. I was scared.
You're a girly who's a hater.
Listen, that's fair, 7.
What'd 7 say?
But I was like, I am confused. It feels like I was doing something wrong. Like I was not professional enough for the car wash. And I was like, that boy, he has a secret. I'm scared of people a lot anyway. I wasn't scared. He was lovely. But I was like, it is fantastic weather.
You're a star, 7. That's so fair. The first thing that Morgan had actually said to me was that man seemed AI generated.
That is true. Oh my God. I don't think our friend Kayla is here, but we had to meet them in this town in Oregon, and the town is AI generated. And when I tell you
true.
that, like, there's like the name of like, like a urgent care, and it was like called like Quick Hospital, and it's just like a little like.
Yeah, it was a fake place.
And then like
it was like a town created for a movie.
Yes, and then there's
so
like
strange.
a grocery store, and it was like Quick Time Groceries.
I know what town it is in Oregon, and I'm not going to tell y'all because I don't want to dox Kayla, but yes, it's a weird place.
It was weird. I'm excited for the next time we go back because I'm going to have... It was literally like a fever dream.
Very strange.
They're stepping up the car wash professional cleaner experience. Also, normally when I go, it's like some like...
it's some like very stoned
It's
kid.
like, yeah, it's like
It's
Shaggy
somebody-
from Scooby-Doo.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like... And he was in like a button-down shirt. I was like...
Maybe he's the manager.
Maybe. That's true, maybe. Oh my God, speaking similarly, I got gas yesterday also. And there was this woman in front of me. And like in Oregon, they did make it where you can pump your own gas. But for the most part, it's like if you go to a gas station, half of them will be like self-serve and half of them will be like they'll pump it for you. And I waited in line to have them pump it for me because I am comfortable and like I don't mind waiting. I didn't have to be fast. But, so I get in the line, and this woman in front of me gets out of her car, which you're not supposed to do when they're pumping the gas for you, and she gets way too close to the person working, and I was like, oh no, she's gonna, like, yell at them and, like, be a Karen. And she wasn't at all. She was very nice, but they're talking for a minute, and she opens her trunk, and she has 4 gas cans that she wants them to fill. And I was like, is she on her way to commit a crime? 4 gas cans? On a Thursday afternoon? I am so curious what her plans were. She didn't seem angry, so I was like, but that's even scarier, because I was like, is she about to be in a country music video? Where she burns her ex-husband's house down? A lawnmower race? That woman owns a tractor. Phoebe literally said farm equipment. And I was like, I'm sure you're right, but she was wearing like a very expensive dress, and she was super nice. But I was like, I really want to know, like,
What's her story?
I don't know, what is her story? Like,
I hope she's in a country music video.
I know. Listen, she had a really fancy dress on. Good for her. But I was like, the rest of the time I was just standing there being like, I want to know more about this woman. Oh, I started this because, like, I think the manager pumped my gas at the thing, and he had, like, a really fancy outfit on. And I was like, you're just really nice to be at the gas station. Because everybody else was in jeans and a t-shirt, and this man had a tie on. And I was like, whoa.
Take your tie off, buddy.
Fancy man at the gas station. He was really cute, though. He was very handsome. So, I did not mind his little fancy outfit.
His fancy fit was not a crime.
No. No, I mean, it's never a crime to be fancy. That is for sure. But yeah. Oh, and then also I had to go to Bath and Body Works yesterday. If you haven't heard my last Bath and Body Works story...
Yo, the girls who work at our local Bath and Body Works, good for them, but they are not doing much.
No, and I would never tell on them.
No, my God, I don't give a shit.
I don't care. Like, Bath and Body Works isn't the kind of place you go where there's an emergency. You know what I mean? Like,
I have a candle emergency.
you know what yeah, like, there's nothing you need there that, like...
I need hand sanitizer stat.
It needs to be fast, so I don't care. And they're always, like, 16.
Oh, God, yeah. Always.
Like...
Children. Babies.
Yeah, good for them. But anyway, I always go, and they're like, you walk in, and they're like, hi, are you looking for anything specific today? And I'm always like, and maybe someone is, but I'm always like, no, I'm here to smell some candles. I'm here to pick out a soap. Nothing specific. Not for me. And then she was like, okay, so, and then she tells me, like, a full, like, 5-minute rant that I'm sure she's supposed to say. I'd like to be clear. I'm not, like, complaining. And then, about how, like, if you buy 8 candles, you get 6 free or whatever it is. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then she, like, immediately turns back and is talking to her friend, and I'm eavesdropping. But anyway, she's about to go to Disney World, and she was talking about how she's going to go to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. And I was like, should I tell her that I hope she has no fat friends because nobody's going to be able to ride anything? And then I'm literally the only customer, as, like, the 3 people who work there are all talking to each other. And then I, like, have to wait for like 3 minutes before I can check out because they're all chatting, which is fine, but that is what happens every time you go to the Bath and Body Works.
They have hot goss.
They literally do. They're all hot girls, and they all have to talk to each other, so you can't expect to be in and out of there quick. And that's fine with me. That's what I've come to expect, and that's what I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Though it wasn't the same person working last time, because she had a very specific name.
Oh, no.
It smells so much like fabric softener.
It really does.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It will keep happening.
Right. I did know that.
Well, I used to work there. It was so fun. One of my really good friends in Florida worked there for a long time. They chat so much with the customers, it's like going to Lush. Do they talk to you a lot at Lush?
Oh my God. They won't leave you alone at Lush.
That's so
They're
funny.
like, can I give you a full body massage? Can I put you in this little bathtub? Do you want to touch this soap? Should we hold hands while you touch the soap?
It's like Dutch Bros?
Look at this bath bomb. It's worse than Dutch Bros. It is absurd at Lush. Lush is a terrifying place for me.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. And they're all gay, which is nice. But they're like, let me touch your softness of your hand. I could get that hand softer. And I'm like, whoa, 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 buddy. Take me
to dinner. Divorce stream. Listen, here's the thing about when someone is being, like, awkward at their retail job. I've done my time. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't feel like they're being awkward at the Lush. It's awkward for me.
Yeah.
But they're being normal for them. What's scary is how normal it is for them.
You turn around, they have your hand in a bowl with a bath bomb and water.
Every time. Stop putting my hand in a bowl of water. I don't want it there. Maybe I'm too polite, but that's just why I don't go to Lush ever again.
Yeah, I don't. Do we even have a Lush?
In Portland.
Oh.
I think there might also.
What were you trying to say?
Florida.
They do have one in Florida. You're right. Hey, be careful.
No.
Good night.
Good night.
It's like they're trying to make me pee at a sleepover.
Yes.
Does that work?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did you guys ever get pranks on you at sleepovers?
I didn't.
Did you go to sleepovers?
Yes.
Did you?
I think I did.
Did you get invited?
Well, yeah, because I went to sleepovers at Hannah's house, and then one time, content warning, I'm going to talk about throw up for like 1 minute. My friend Maddie horked in Hannah's sink. Yeah. Which is just
Hannah's
like
house.
the worst place that you can.
No, it is interesting because at the sink, you're presumably very close to
You're
the place you
right
should
next to the toilet, like right there. But I just remember Hannah being mad at Maddie about it for like the next like 3 months.
be. How old were you?
We were like 11. And Hannah was like, just hork in the toilet. Don't hork in a sink. It's very hard to clean out a sink.
It is.
You just flush the toilet. Gross stuff already goes there, you know?
That's so funny.
Yeah, she was pissed.
I went
And she
to a
wouldn't tell
lot of
Maddie about it.
sleepovers as a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't.
And I think, as we've discussed before, I don't know if our kid will go to sleepovers.
No.
Nothing bad ever happened to me at a sleepover, but you
No.
know, we all know someone who something bad did happen to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to a lot. My first one, I was in kindergarten. It was at my friend Lindsay's house. I do remember her last name, but I won't say it.
Yeah, I should try really hard not to say Maddie's last name.
I know, it's because you always first and last name her.
Well, yeah, that's
Which
because
is
that's
funny
her
because
name.
you don't have any other Maddies in your life.
No, but I know her from kindergarten, so she
Maddie
has to be
from
first
Sister
name.
Wives is the only other Maddie we know.
That's true.
And the gay Maddie from Disney World.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
See, we know a couple Maddies.
That's true. None of them you've had a sleepover with.
We have always been popcorn bowl horkers at my family. I learned that that is a uniquely white person trait, and that other folks use a little trash can, which makes way more sense.
Yeah, you can change out the liner in a trash can.
Right.
It's not that we have anything against sleepovers. Mostly like on TikTok, if you're on like
It's a lot of therapists
Yeah.
being like, if you want to make sure there's not an opportunity for someone to do something stressful to your child, it's best to not have them go to sleepovers, which I think makes a lot of sense. And that's probably all we're going to say about it, just because it's a stressful topic.
Yeah. Now that we've said it, I'm sure you'll get your own TikToks about it.
Yes.
But yeah, I've seen where people are doing like they're calling them like sleep unders instead of like sleep over.
Yeah.
Where like they'll have kids at their house like for a birthday party. They'll stay up really late. The parents will take them home and then they'll bring them back for like breakfast in the morning.
Which is super cute.
I think it's really cute.
Super, super cute.
Oh my god, I've made a mess. Yeah, I went to a lot. The only time I ever got like kind of pranked was at a church one. And I like went to sleep first. And they put like toothpaste on my hand and like feathered my little nose so I would hit myself in the face with toothpaste.
That's mean.
Yeah, well, there were meaner ones.
Yeah, no. I don't think we would even host a sleepover. The issue with sleepovers is that kiddos can do stressful things if stressful things have happened to them and not realize that what they're doing is stressful. So
I think it's also like even aside from something like genuinely terrifying happening, like it is uncomfortable to sleep at someone else's house for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like it brings a lot of anxiety to kids.
Yeah, some kids have like like nighttime
like routines.
Well, not just routines, but like I feel like
accidents.
Yeah. What's it called? Huggies.
Oh,
whatever
like
those are, like
sleepy
pull-ups.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a lot of kids like wear those into when it would be like too old to like wear one and be considered cool by your peers. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. At the stables inside Sand School. What is Sand School?
We all had our own tents. Fun. Group kid camping vibes. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I also
what
feel
needs
like
to be.
like a sleepover. I feel like is different than like when your kid has like an established best friend who they've been friends with for a long time, and like they stay at their house or that kid stays at your house.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm talking about like parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember my parents always being like, "Well, I don't know so and so's parents," and I'd be like, "Okay, you're not gonna hang out with them." And now that we are trying to be parents, I'm like, "What's their social security number?"
We will be taking them to coffee. Like, there's no way we won't.
Oh, I got a plan here.
Whoa. Hey, you're gonna get that all over your leggings, baby.
No, it's practically dry.
I don't think it is.
It is.
I don't think it is.
See, I was on my thingy. Also, these are leggings, not my fancy pants.
Well, are you gonna ruin your leggings?
No.
Okay, all right. Good luck. That's not my problem, I guess.
Yeah. Good thinking. That's what I was thinking also.
Mm.
I was only allowed to sleep over at my best friend's, nowhere else. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I think that's a thing.
Yeah, once I got, like, much older, like, in high school, I slept over a lot, and then obviously in college there wasn't much anyone could do if I was going to sleep at someone's house. But, yeah. As a kid, I was like, it's so stupid. And as an adult, I'm like, no, I get why your parents are like, I would like to know this kid's parents and more about this kid before I let you spend unsupervised time with them. I think also, like genuinely just separately from, like, something seriously stressful happening is, like, you know, how do I know that this kid, like, this family doesn't, I don't know. Like, I was gonna say curse, but, like, we curse. You know what I mean? Like, are disrespectful to each other. And, like, in our family, we work really hard to not be disrespectful to each other. You know? Or what if this family's really religious? Yeah, exactly. And they're like, we pray before we eat. And if you don't, you're going to hell. And then they're going to stress out my kid. You know what I mean?
I also think, unfortunately, with our weird job that we have, like, obviously our children are not going to be featured on the internet at all ever, and so making sure that, like, other parents are aligned with that.
That's true, yeah.
Because I don't want you posting a picture of my kid at your sleepover on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay, you know? And it might be okay for some people and under certain circumstances and, like, other things, and maybe our minds will change about that around certain things, but, like, currently, that is stressful to me.
Yeah.
Where, you know, at least...
being responsible for a bunch of kids you don't know all at once also sounds stressful. Yeah. Yeah. What I hope happens with, like, our generation more is just that parents also come to things.
Yeah.
So, like, when our kid has a birthday party, I would love if the parents of the kids we invite stayed.
Absolutely.
To, like, get to know us and get to know the other kids' parents. And, you know?
That'd be great.
Everything I do is tragic. Every guy like this game. This is turning out so cute.
Mm-hmm.
How's your little fruit snack?
Fruit snack's good. Fruit snack appetizer, because we'll be having a late dinner.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's like that. You also never know if sometimes a disaster could happen. Yeah. I have a toddler and parents stay now. That's so nice.
I love that.
I'm glad.
That's great. I also, like, what if your kid has, like, a severe food allergy? Like, I want you there with an EpiPen. You know what I mean? Like, I want, you know.
We live in different times than our parents did, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeehaw!
Thank you so
much.
My kid has that, so definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I also feel like kids' birthday parties are normally, like, on the weekend anyway, and, like, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a job where you're off on the weekends, like, you know, why not meet these parents that'll be around your children? Hang out with them. Debrief later.
That's true. That's a whole nother level of debriefing.
That is so true. What are you thinking?
I'm tooting.
Hey,
just kidding. It's just this guy.
I'm tooting.
I love that.
Yeah.
A wildfire. Oh my god. Oh god, yeah, that's spicy.
Oh yeah, did you want to show them your wig?
I will. Actually, that's what I should be working on.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me do these little dollops and then
Interesting.
Please hold. It's for my Lydia Dietz costume.
Yeah. For Lydia, I assume. Yeah, I love Halloween. Although, like, I love Halloween, and I love her. But
Morgan has had the Christmas bug so bad recently.
I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I feel like Christmas should be 8 months long.
I think most of us feel that way, probably.
Yeah, I get a lot of, like, I get Christmas TikToks, like, year round. And it's always people being like, only 267 days to Christmas. And I'm like, that's practically none. Let me put my tree up. And they'll be like, it's June. And I'm like, okay.
And
I'm excited. Sue me. I just love Christmas. I think it's also like as we all know, don't have a great relationship with like my family. And I just feel like Christmas, like for the most part, was like I had a lot of money growing up, so I loved Christmas. She looks so good.
She looks okay.
What do you not like about it?
Well, no, she just isn't done. Like, we gotta get her fluffy part set up. I also, like, these bangs are so long.
Yeah, they're like right on her face, though.
No, you're not understanding the wig. Hold on.
Okay. They're short, actually.
No. Hold on. Where's my head?
Trim them.
Where's my head?
Yeah, I don't think you know where your head is.
I don't.
Did you want to put your wig cap on?
No.
Okay, good.
There we go. Okay. All right, and okay. Okay, so if this was like normal on my head, like where is it supposed to fall here?
Yeah.
And that's where her bangs are supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like this?
Okay, they can't see you. Yeah.
What's happening here?
What social obligations do you have at Christmas?
To hug people that you don't like.
Oh.
Yeah. No, see, there's so much. Maybe my head's too small. Because it's like it wants to be sitting like here. And that's a problem for me.
Yeah, it's really fed forward. Did you hear me say?
Fred forward?
Yeah. You said my head's too small, and I said, because you have no brain.
That was funny.
Thank you. It's because you're wearing your zombie shirt, which I now realize nobody else can read.
Okay, but look at this.
Yeah, you look good. That's a beautiful girl.
Oh my god. I don't think that's where her bangs are supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be shorter than that.
If I saw that girl, I'd be like, I bet her life is not one dark room. I bet she's not strange or unusual. That's so fair.
Oh, this is represented.
I have seen the sassy, like, Lewis O'Lantern at Target. I think it's so cute.
Funny.
We were at Target today. I forgot to check to see if they have Lewis. That's so funny. What Gen Zer was like, I know what the people will want.
Lewis O'Lantern.
They will want Lewis. He is not a jack-o'-lantern. Don't you even freaking think that.
Don't you dare.
You could tape the wig to your forehead, or wig cap, or glue it.
We have some good options. The problem is, I think that I have a 3-head. And the wig is built for a 4-head. And so if I pull it back too far, my little red's going to be sticking out. But I guess if we just use the little black wig cap that I had, it should be fine. Or I could cut the bangs. We've got some options. I also have to do like the updo portion of it.
That's so true. Elliot, I forgot that you're going to be playing Nutcracker. I loved the Nutcracker. We went with Hanny like 2 years ago.
I love the live band at the Nutcracker.
And that's it. Phoebe hates the ballet.
No. I am impressed by the ballet. I am intrigued by the ballet.
It is the same every year.
It is not, I wouldn't say that it's my favorite. It does. Here's my problem. And this is a disease that I have. And I would never say this to anyone who does ballet. Because it's very fucking impressive. When it comes to like the Nutcracker specifically, I'm like,
this could have been an email.
Not this could have been an email. We could have been saying words. Like that would have been more clear to me. You know what I mean? Like why? You know what I mean? Like
I like the ballet depending on the version. So when we went, I had no idea there were little rats in it. I've
Oh,
only
yeah.
seen Barbie Nutcracker, and it was like years and years ago.
I'm not saying skip the Nutcracker and see Barbie Nutcracker, but some people would say it's more compelling, and I wouldn't dream of saying that, but some people might.
Tim Curry's in the Barbie one.
Yes, he's the bad guy.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. No, he's the rat guy.
Yeah, but if you've never seen the Nutcracker, you might think the Nutcracker's the villain. I always thought they should say at least some words. They're just like a little interpreter. To be like, this is a sad dance, so now she's sad.
It's also, and I'm so sorry about this, but the Nutcracker is like the epitome of like husband shows up, doesn't do a good job, because they have all these like incredible ballet dancers.
That's true.
And then there's always like the men who are supposed to be the fucking like dads or whatever, and instead of having like talented ballet dancers do that part, they always just have like somebody's fucking dads who are kind of like half-assing it with these like incredibly beautiful and talented women. And then there's other very talented men in the Nutcracker, like the rats are always really good, you know, the Rat King. I don't even know how gendered those parts are.
Somebody do ballet.
There's usually a very cool drag queen who is Mother, what's her face?
It's not Mother Goose.
Mother Ginger, I think.
That sounds right.
Cute. Loving that. There's a lot of half-assed men involved. And I'm like,
Full acid.
yeah. Morgan is working on her Halloween costume, Beetlejuice pants.
Yes. I put it in the... Oh, there we go, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, but the problem is that I love when men are involved, but like let the men be fruity. This is the ballet, okay? I want a boy sugar plum fairy. You know? Men's rights. Justice for the men.
What's going on? I see you're being really normal.
Let the men be the snowflakes. Please. That will be fun, you know? But no, instead they have untalented men be fathers. Boo. They arc enough. It'd be good.
It'd be better.
I've
We're
never
just
seen a fruity ballet.
suggesting improvements.
I've never seen a fruity ballet. I'd love to see a fruity ballet. Oh, that'd be really fun. Boo to fathers. Boo. I hate fathers. Just kidding. My dad's very sweet.
You're gonna get freaking canceled.
Well, I think that he'd know I'm joking. Sorry, I think that I'm in a silly, goofy mood because of people saying so many unhinged things about the potential kittens.
Oh my so god.
Maybe they're worms, maybe they're kittens. We will not know until October 17th.
What's so fun about our job is imagine if every day somebody came up to you and said, "You've been doing something I don't like." But the thing that you were doing that they didn't like was like having a hypothetical conversation with someone who isn't them.
You've been doing something that I don't like, and I think that maybe you should be dead.
Yeah, that is also true. And I'll be like, okay.
So that was a little intense.
I don't know you.
Jessica. A little bit much. It's just a giant worm. Oh, October 17th, we made an appointment. Here's the other thing. I think that people think that I am lying to them about not being able to previously get a vet appointment. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the lesbians at the vet that we love decided to like be in a weird, silly, goofy mood that day. But I was like, hey, we have a cat that I think is pregnant. We'd like to check if she's pregnant, get her checked for anything else. They were like, we don't do that. We don't really see pregnant cats. There's not really a point in doing it. Like, yada, yada, yada. Like, you know, if you needed to have somebody like look at her like soon, you could go to like the emergency vet. And I was like, okay, called the emergency vet. The emergency vet was like, okay, so that's going to be like $600 baseline plus whatever we end up doing. And I was like, okay. And they had it broken down. They were like, $150 for the exam, like how much for whatever. So I was like, okay. So Silent Hill nurse, Crystal actually, we were talking about the kittens on Instagram DMs, and she was like, I don't know, like you, because I was like, she definitely has worms. Like we know that she has worms, and I was like, but I don't know if there's like a pregnancy safe one. I'd like to talk to a vet. Our vet won't see pregnant. So anyway, Crystal was like, oh, you should just call the vet and like see if they have a dewormer they can give you. And I was like, huge brain, giant brain. Why didn't I just fucking call them? Like, why would I not do that? So anyway, called the vet and was like, hey girlies, hold on one sec, team. Let me just. Okay, hold on. The vet's so fucking expensive. Yes, so I called them and I was like, hello, we have a pregnant stray cat. She needs dewormer. Can I have dewormer that is safe for pregnant cats? And these girlies are like, oh, like every single dewormer is prescription, so it would need to be prescribed. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Heard. Can I get her an appointment to possibly get her worms gone? Because I think that would be good.
Can I have some worm be gone?
I'd like some worm be gone. And they were like, yeah, we can do that. Yada, yada, yada. Let's do this appointment. And I was like, cool. And like, I guess if we can't get her dewormed because she's pregnant, you guys would potentially be able to tell us at that appointment. And they were like, yeah, you know, like cat gestation is like 60 to 70 days. And so by day 45, they've started cooking the cat bones. And so you can get an x-ray, because I guess they don't have an ultrasound in office. So they were like, at an x-ray would be able to like see their little kitten bones and like count how many are there. So we could do that. And I was like, okay, cool. And then also, if the kittens are born before then, can I just bring the kittens with me to also get checked out? And she was like, oh, if they were born today, they'd be 3 weeks old at that point. So like, there's not really anything we can do with them. And I was like, oh, they can't get like vaccines that early. And they were like, no, we usually wait until like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I was like, all right, cool. So anyway, sorry for such a long-winded story, but Siggy does have a vet appointment. It is at the vet who said they don't see pregnant cats. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if they were just like busy. I don't know.
Maybe the girl on the phone before was just homophobic.
I don't
think
so.
And she could tell you were giving a gay vibe.
I don't think I swear to God, the women at the fucking neighborhood vet that we go to have the exact same vibe as the lesbians on that SNL sketch from 1 million years ago with the cats.
The Kate McKinnon, Eddie Bryant sketch?
Yes.
It's a good sketch.
Yes.
Sometimes people just lie for fun.
I don't know. And I assumed it was because they don't want to perform spay abortions. And then I realized that that's silly because...
They would say that.
Well, I feel like they would say that, but also, like, if you perform spays at all, sometimes you're going to perform a spay abortion because if you've already, like, detached the uterus or whatever and then there's something little in there, then, like, it's too late. You can't just, like, put that shit back in. You know what I mean? So that was what I thought. And then somebody else was like, I bet they just don't want to deal with, like, breeders because cats shouldn't really be bred because there's too many fucking cats. And I was like, oh, that makes sense also. And then today when I chatted with them, they were just like, yeah, sure, cool. Let's get the worms out of her. But my mom was saying probably the reason, the, like, problem is that I opened with, like, this cat is pregnant. I need assistance for this pregnant cat that doesn't belong to me. So I don't know.
It seems like people also on TikTok don't believe us when we're like, she showed up at our house.
Yeah.
Because people think we stole her.
Not that many people, but a couple people definitely think that. There have also been folks, nobody's been, like, stressful about asking if she's microchipped or not. We haven't been, we'll check at the vet, which would be great. But I just didn't want to, like, move her around a shit ton because if she's, like, imminently going to be giving birth, I have no idea when that's going to be. And, like, it could potentially make her labor, like, more stressful on her or, like, not go as well if she's getting, like, moved around a bunch or is in, you know, a space she's not used to or, you know, I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. It is a thought that I've had. People keep on, like, asking, like, oh, like, how can we help with Sigourney? How can we, like, you know, what is your Venmo? Like, how can we assist with that? Which is lovely. She hasn't cost us any money at this point. And, like, the last time the internet wanted to know what our Venmo was for Texas Roadhouse, and we got, like, $1,200.
Yeah, I also, like...
people also have a tendency to think that, like, if people ask for our Venmo and then we share what our Venmo is, there's, like, a group of people on Reddit who just love to, like, see something that a content creator does and then be like, and they're using this money to tattoo the kittens. Like, completely
The other thing is,
unhinged
like,
shit.
if, like, so with the Texas Roadhouse video, that, first of all, this is before we ever had this weird job. It just, like,
we were
went
not
viral. We were not expecting that to happen.
Yeah.
When we posted a secondary thing being like, oh my god, we went to sleep and we woke up and we had $1,200. Like, thank you guys so much. Like, we're going to tip, you know, basically everyone who's working really well.
Yeah.
And then, like, we are going to use this to pay our rent. Because it was, like, during, like, I didn't have a job because it was during
like
lockdown.
Quarantine part of COVID,
Yeah. So, anyway, and then, like, our comments were, like, not filled, but it was a lot of people being like, I am going to get kicked out of my house. I really wish I had $1,200.
Yes.
Or people
wish people
being
would
like,
send me money.
yeah,
like,
and it's just like,
vibes.
I don't know. So, like, I just never post it. If you, like, if people really want to tip us, if you go to our, like, link, you can get to our PayPal. And so, like, that does happen sometimes. But, I never respond with my Venmo anymore, or our Venmo anymore, because, like, it didn't, just so many people are like, you're begging for money. And I'm like, no, if someone asks, like, I don't know, you know what I mean?
I think the other thing that's weird and hard about our job is that we will occasionally get folks asking for us to share, like, their GoFundMe. And because we exist in late-stage capitalism, like, most people have a GoFundMe. And so because, like, people who are following us have, like, a parasocial vested interest in, like, things that we're up to and what we're doing. Like, people care about Siggy, which I think is lovely. But if I was to share something about some cat that people haven't seen us post videos about, people are not going to donate money to that cat.
No one donates to something they're not invested in.
Yeah, which is like, I don't think that's like shitty of people. It's just folks, you know, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? So yeah, we have a boundary that we don't share, like GoFundMes or anything.
It's because when we first started, like, this job, we would share GoFundMes.
Yeah.
And then, like, we can see how many people like click on it, and we would see that nobody clicked on it. And then the person that asked us to share it would be like, hey, your followers didn't give me any money.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah, they don't have to.
Yeah.
They don't know you.
That's weird vibes.
So now we just, like, have a hard rule where, like, we don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Like,
we also had somebody one time, not exactly, like, similar, but somebody, like, their partner sent us this really super sweet present that was, like, very cool, that we had been doing, like, unboxings on our stories and then unboxings on YouTube, and so it was this, like, very cool present that had been sent to us from them, and we hadn't, like, posted anything about it because we had been, like, busy.
It was literally when we were moving.
Yes, and so we had, like, a YouTube video that I hadn't uploaded from, like, the month before because we had, like, a shit ton of stuff going on. So anyway, this person messaged us and was like, just so you know, you shouldn't beg your followers for money if you're not gonna, like, and gifts if you're not gonna thank them and talk about it, because, like, my partner is, like, so upset that you haven't talked about this, and that was just, like, super messed up of you, and you guys suck. And I was like, okay, so.
And we felt horrible.
Yeah.
And we also didn't know who they were. Like, there wasn't a present. Also, it wasn't anything that was on any of our wish lists.
No. This person, they sent it to our P.O. box. They, like, found it on a website, was like, oh, I think that Phoebe and Morgan would love that.
And they were right. It's really cool.
It's great. We still use it. It's a part of our seasonal decor. It's incredible. And we love it. But, yeah, it was so weird.
It was so, they just, like, sent us a message to make us feel bad. And we were like, we didn't even know.
Yeah.
This happened. And also, we didn't ask anyone, like, we're never, like, go to our wish list, buy us a present. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And if people want to do that, it's amazing. And we have a really cool job. And we're very, very privileged.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It was, yeah. So now we also don't really talk about our wish list ever.
Now we're like.
And again, that wasn't even on our wish list when that happened.
No, yeah.
But, yeah.
It's a weird job. And I would say there are parts about it that
there are way more parts about it
that are good. Yeah.
But it is, like, it's an uncomfortable
so
position
weird.
to be in sometimes.
Super weird.
But, yeah. Anyway, all that to say, when people ask for our Venmo in, like, a public space, I don't ever respond.
Oh, and also, the other thing about Siggy is that, like, theoretically, like, I don't love it, but, like, we can spend a couple of $100s to, like, get her shit figured out and have her seen at a vet. Like, that's gonna be fine. I also am hoping that we will be able to get her hooked up with, like, a Humane Society, like, trap and release whatever group, so that the, like, vaccinations for her, or at least for the kittens that are getting adopted out, like, will be free. So in a perfect world, like, we won't be paying, like, that much in general. Yeah, and I think that's the other thing is that, like, there's nothing wrong with parasocial relationships. They've existed, like, throughout all time.
Yeah.
Literally always. Like, that's why people have such big feelings about Marilyn Monroe, which is obviously a completely different situation. But it's, like, I think the accessibility of, like, people who are making content and the internet and has, like, blurred some lines and done some weird things. And I also think truly that the quarantine portion of the ongoing global pandemic has like turned some people's brains into soup, and that is hard, and that's also okay, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to like bitch. I appreciate y'all.
They're not inherently bad.
Absolutely.
They are a lot.
Absolutely.
All relationships need boundaries.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why we try to share what ours are.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, I will say, like, very rarely, maybe not at all, is like, it hasn't happened to us, but I've seen with other creators where, like, someone will message us or message a creator over and over and over, and then that creator won't respond because they, like, either don't have the energy to, or, like, they get so many messages that they don't have time to answer them all. Anyway, and people will, like, be mad that they haven't responded, which is just so silly because, like, first of all, we're, like, if you don't actually know that person, you shouldn't feel that way anyway. But secondly, like, even if you did know that person, if I was texting someone who was, like, my casual friend and they never answered, I wouldn't be like, I hate you, and actually you're a horrible person, and I'm not going to support your choices anymore. You know what I mean? Like, people don't have to respond.
The internet is like a dark and scary place. That's a lot. What I will say is that we truly get so much more sweet comments from people.
That is true.
Than snotty ones. It's just very hard within a human brain to remember that. Because literally, I think I told some of y'all this, so if you've already heard this, I'm so sorry. But we were in therapy, and I was talking about, like, something that had happened where there was, like, literally 2 people on Instagram leaving a bunch of really snotty comments and saying some, like, they're not like their energy that they were coming at us was like aggressive about something that like we fundamentally agreed on, but that they didn't like the way we were doing something. Anyway, we're talking to our therapist Rosanna about it, and I was like, Rosanna, it was like so stressful, and they're like all these people commenting. I'm like really stressed out, and then Rosanna was like, okay, and how many followers do you have? Like across platforms, like how many? And I was like right around like 500,000. And she was like, okay, and so 400 people out of 500,000 people said that, and like I was like, no.
2.
No, not 400, Rosanna. It was 2 people. She was like, okay, and we're gonna talk about that more later on. But in the meantime,
she was like, oh,
please.
She also, I love my therapist so much. She says these statistics in therapy sometimes.
I don't know if she's making shit up.
I don't know if she's making them up. She just always has them off the top of her head. So I feel like she has to be making them up.
Yeah.
But I don't care. So like most recently, she was like, did you know that like every time like something is like public information, so like not information, but like an article that you can click on online, like, you know, like 4% of the comments of that is gonna be like people who just like would argue with a wall. Like, you know, you just can't you can't like listen to like every single piece of like criticism of everything that every person has ever done, you know, like you would be exhausted. And I was like, so true, Rosanna. Honestly, you're so right. I love her. I wish she was an influencer.
I love her so much. Yeehaw. She is the cutest.
She always says influencing, like instead of influencing.
She's so cute.
It's so cute.
Well, it's because English is her second language.
Yes.
So she has a lot of like really fun like she's just so adorable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Krista. You're too kind.
She's so cute. She definitely watches our YouTube videos.
Yes, but I don't think she watches the streams.
No,
she doesn't. She does not understand what those are.
And really she was cute. Like, I don't think so, because I see your videos. She also like she's not on TikTok. You know what I mean? So we would never ask anyone to manage our comments unless we could pay them, and we are like years away from being able to pay someone to do that.
Yeah, no.
And even then, I feel like once you get a certain amount of followers, like
hello, Piasai.
Hello. I feel like once you get a certain amount, like you just don't. I mean, hopefully you don't read your comments.
Oh my god.
You know, like I really hope Dylan Mulvaney is either not really reading her comments or is paying someone to do it.
Yeah.
Because like that's so many people to like hear the opinions of.
Yeah, we have gotten to a point on Instagram where like previously I could really confidently say that like I have read every single message, like every DM that we receive. And now that is not the case.
No.
Fairly quickly that happened. And comments on TikTok are a little bit harder because you can filter to show like all of the comments that have happened. So it's just comments over the past like however long period of time. And for my own mental health, I'm trying to not do that, because inevitably what happens if you're not looking at like your newest comments is like it's a lot of shit on like that fucking Kraft mac and cheese ad where people are like, ew, I fucking hate,
I'm never
queer
buying
people.
Kraft again.
And I'm like, go off,
Yeah,
Jared.
that's all right.
Yeah. Which is fine. But
Some people are the kind of people who would pick a fight with literally anyone.
Yeah.
Me? I won't pick a fight with anyone.
No.
I'm going to have a master class, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to teach everyone this. Here's someone saying something I disagree with. And I'll go, okay, and then I walk away. And I buy an ice cream, and I live my life. And some people, they just must have not learned that skill.
Sorry.
I don't know. They missed that day in Finding My Peace class.
It is so sweet of you to ask that, Linnea. I would say generally the preference is that folks don't comment.
Yeah, I don't want anyone getting more attention.
It's to me, it's not even as much about the attention. It's that, like, if there's an entire, like, comment thread of, like, one person being like, you're a woman biologically forever, and then it's a bunch of trans people being like, fuck you, that's not the fucking case, and then this person just, like, quadruple doubling down on being, like, shitty and transphobic. Like, I it's easier for me to just, like, delete that whole thread and be like, get out of there, like, and then block that person, which is usually what happens. I've gotten much better at the, like, fucking the wind blows wrong and I block somebody. Like, I do not give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I need more people to understand that, like, you can block anyone for any reason. I've blocked so many creators just because they were annoying me. There's not anything wrong with them.
Morgan has me blocked.
They didn't do anything wrong.
No.
The best
Which
example...
is why I'm never upset when people block us.
No.
Because I'm like, that's fine.
The best example I
I
can give is this girl, actress Beck. And, like, she does a lot of, like...
Oh, the blonde one?
No, she's brown-headed. Like the...
She's what?
She's brown-headed?
Do people say that?
Yeah, she has brown hair.
She's brown-headed?
Yeah. Not blonde-headed.
Do you say blonde-headed?
Blonde-headed. She's blonde.
She's
Blonde-headed.
red-headed. I've
Yeah.
heard red-headed.
Yeah, red-headed.
Brown-headed?
Brown-headed and brown-headed.
No.
She's a
brunette.
brunette.
She's a brunette.
Anyway.
People don't say brown-headed. Do you say brown-headed? Thank you. Green tea's never heard someone say brown-headed.
Aren't they in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Brown-haired?
Okay, I see that you're being a hater now. Sorry, green tea's in the Netherlands. That doesn't mean they don't know Sweden. I'm so sorry. And I am so sorry. But I did think Sweden was in the Netherlands. But I don't know where the Netherlands are.
No, the Netherlands... Sweden is IKEA. The Netherlands is Midsummer. Right?
Indiana, never heard brown-headed. I know
Indiana's
that
not the
Sweden is
South.
IKEA. Who's from the South? Originally from the UK, heard. Oh, take your time, baby.
I love Rachel Nichols.
She's so talented.
She's so cute. Anyway, no, she does, like, POV, like, you're at Dunkin' Donuts, and then she's, like, just kind of, like, really loud, and she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna flip a coin. Oh, no, it has to taste like dirt today. And, like, I don't know. I was just getting way too many of her videos, honestly. It's not even that I dislike them that much, but I was like, I'm getting too many of her videos. And then I blocked her. And the reason I think TikTok thinks I wants to see her videos is because I follow, I think her name is Delaney, the one who's like, POV, the most insufferable girl you know thinks you're in love with her.
Oh.
And she's way too good at it.
She's so good at it.
That I can't look away. And other people have blocked her because they think her videos are annoying.
It hurts my bones.
And that's fine. Or like the craziest thing about being a creative person. I'm about 2 seconds away from blocking them. Also, no.
I'm telling y'all, brown-headed is not a thing. That's kind of fun, though. Did y'all see that? I think we're mutuals with her. The one who started, it was like a conversation about, like, how brunette, like, you don't ever say brunette when you're talking about a person of color. You only say brunette when you're talking about a white person.
Yeah.
And then people got, like, real up in arms about it. And they were like, you can be a brunette if you want to be. And she was like, that's not the fucking point.
I do remember
What
that.
I said was, you will never describe me as a brunette.
She wasn't also like, I don't think she was upset.
No,
right?
no,
She was just like,
no.
this is an interesting thing I've thought about.
Yeah, no, I don't think she was upset. She didn't seem upset to me at all. It was weird that there were so many, like, very, like, people got really defensive about it.
I remember when that girlie was like, I'm blonde, and everyone was like, no, you were blonde as a child. And she was like, here's a picture of me as a child. And they were like, right, you were blonde then.
Yeah,
you're not
now
blonde
you're
now.
not blonde. I would never think of brunette as light brown. I think of brunette as, like, any color of brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But for
light brown. I thought you said like brown.
Oh, no.
No, brunette is any brown, I think.
Yeah. I would say I don't say the word brunette very much.
But not like black. I think black hair, you would just say black.
Yeah. You wouldn't say black-headed.
No, that's true. You wouldn't.
Would you say you're pink-headed?
No.
Because it has to be what grows.
I don't know. The blonde kid delusion.
Yes.
It's because, and you can't tell anyone this, because I'm sorry if this is news to you. If I were to cut a little chunk of your hair off...
I usually say she has brown hair.
And put it next to someone who is a brunette right now, and they're the same color...
Oh, if you were a blonde as a
You are
child.
not blonde.
Yeah.
I love Hannah
Google
so
says
much.
brunette has dark brown hair.
I am in love with Hannah.
She's
wonderful.
an adorable. We're a pink-headed and a red-headed influencer.
She loves to be like, well, I'm kind of blonde. I'm mousy blonde is what she says.
Hey.
And that's brown.
Let her live, please.
They'll be like, dishwater blonde. And I'm like, right.
My friend
brown.
has so few flaws. Please be kind to her.
She's not the only one, though. There's a whole group of people out there.
Well, I do want this.
Street dog blonde. I said I was dirty blonde for years. Listen, it's just a lie that you tell yourself, I think, and that's okay.
This is another one of the reasons why I knew that I had autism, because I literally, if somebody had brown hair, I'd be like, oh yeah, that fucker's blonde. That's dirty blonde. Because that is what people
because that's
say.
what they'll say to you. Yeah,
yes, and so I just believed them, and I was wrong. And now I know that. There's almost no blondes.
It's very hard to be blonde as an adult. I think of her as your blonde friend. Well, and she dyed her hair blonde for a long time.
She did.
Which is part of the confusion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long does this take to dry?
Hannah also has green eyes. A long time. What do you mean, how long does this take to dry?
I'm really tired of it.
We're not gonna be able to wash them.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, it's turning out kind of exactly like I want, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's giving Beetlejuice.
I'm hinting Beetlejuice with
Absolutely, bitch.
that. All right, now don't get any white on the
Yeah, I don't usually say, like, brunette or blonde. I think I say like, oh, they have brown hair. I think the thing, though, is that the only time when you say brunette or blonde, or, like, if you're saying a hair color, it's like, that's the person's identifier, as opposed to other folks who were at that party or whatever who didn't necessarily have that, right?
Listen, mousy brown and dirty blonde are not the same. And I'm going to tell you the secret, okay? Because I make the rules. And
I think they are the same.
No. A dirty blonde is someone who's, like, naturally blonde. So, like, you look at them and their hair is, like, yellowy, like they are out. They are out, like, agree, it has a bronzy. Yeah, like a tone. Dirty blonde. I'm trying to think of, like, a celebrity who has, like, dirty blonde hair. All I can think of is the Sister Wives. But, like, Aspen Brown from the Sister Wives and Isabel Brown also from Sister Wives.
They don't have dirty...
They have dirty blonde hair.
No.
Hold on. Blonde, just blonde, is Dylan Mulvaney's hair. You pay for blonde. Marilyn Monroe's hair is blonde.
I disagree.
She doesn't wake up and her hair looks like that.
I disagree. Aspen is like almost strawberry blonde.
Avril Lavigne's original hair is dirty blonde.
Yes. Avril Lavigne's original hair is a colder tone than like a brassier, goldener, warmer blonde. It's like dirty blonde is a cold blonde.
I feel like dirty blonde is like, it's naturally like that.
Honey brown is something that only someone would say in a book. That is for drama. And I love it.
Bottle blonde. That's what she said. I'm so sorry. Yeah, what's honey brown? I don't know her.
It would be fair to say that Hannah is dirty blonde. Hannah self-identified as dirty blonde for many years.
Laura Dern blonde? She's gray hair now. Let me think.
I'm thinking of her in Jurassic Park. And I don't know if I'm picturing
Is she
it right.
blonde in that? I thought she dyed her hair blonde.
Auburn? Oh no. Really? That is so interesting to me.
Dirty blonde is the brunette that bleaches to blonde in the sun.
I would call my hair auburn if it was this color year round. But I would say in the summer especially, my hair bleaches like orange in the sun.
When are you in the sun? You don't go outside.
You're a mean woman, Mrs. May.
We'll never know if it bleaches in the sun because you've never been out there.
I would say I self-identify as redheaded and ginger, but it doesn't, I mean, it's not super...
I feel like auburn is a color you dye your hair also. Welcome to my stream, I make the rules.
Yeah, if my hair was a shade darker, I would say auburn.
Agree.
If my hair was the shade that it looks in this video right now on my computer screen, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's maybe like auburn hair. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's making a lot of weird noise.
Don't talk about it.
That's a lot of noise over there.
Let me just be doing my own craft time. And
I won't
be so weird about
no.
it. Right?
It's
Yes.
bright orange.
Yes.
I'm making the rules again. Welcome. Yeah, I'm a brunette. Naturally. I know everybody thinks my pink hair is really natural. But...
The funniest part is that anytime Morgan has blonde roots,
yes,
people are like, oh my god, I had no idea Morgan was a blonde. And I'm like, the reason you had no idea is because she isn't.
It's because when my brown hair's growing up, people literally don't
They don't
notice.
think about it, yeah. Also because nobody would ever be like, what color is your hair? You know what I mean? Like that.
I wish I was a blonde. It'd be much easier to just dye the pink on top of that.
Oh, interesting, Kaya. I think what you're describing is what everyone dyed their hair in middle school and what I always heard called like black cherry. And he had a lid on and it was fine. Sorry to everyone. Oh my god.
Careful, don't hit your little head. It's way over.
Oh my god.
He's under. He's gone.
That was so scary.
You'll never see your father again.
Holy shit.
No, you scared me.
Good. No, me.
I was the one who was
I was the one who was
that.
scared.
Oh my god, so a couple people already messaged me about this, but I read a book and I gave it a bad review. I feel better because the people who messaged me who read it said that they felt the same way.
That's good.
And sometimes when I give a book a bad review, like I am worried people are going to message me and be like, "Oh, what you don't know is the author actually went through this horrible thing in their life and it's supposed to be a book about that, and so if you say you don't like it, you actually are not like an ally to
people who've gone through a bad thing.
People who've gone through a bad thing community." And I'll be like, "Okay, but the book was bad." Listen, that's how I feel, Maya. I feel like people, and not on purpose for sure, but I have people who are too loudly being like, no, I'm blonde, when I feel like their hair's brown. I'm like, why are you so angry about it? Yeah, so it was called The Salt Grows Heavy.
It was 100 pages.
It was only 100 pages, yeah. I'm glad that I didn't buy it, because if you buy it, it's $17 and it's 100 pages. And I know someone in here is going to be like, I'm a book pricer professionally, and that's just how it is. And
that's fair. It's not about that.
It's not. I'm glad that I didn't spend $17 on 100 pages, personally. Anyway, so like what I liked about it, I'll start with the positives. What I liked about it is that it felt kind of like a long short story. Like, and I think we all know, like, short stories have like a specific kind of feel to them that I kind of like. And that was interesting. All I knew about it going into it was that it was like queer in some way. And that it was like about a mermaid. And I was like, okay, cool. And I knew it was supposed to be horror. And what, like, first of all, my biggest complaint, it's actually 112 pages. Mine wasn't. Mine was 95 pages on Kindle. Anyway, so.
Do you think it's because of the dyslexic font?
No. It's like, you can tell when it doesn't change the.
Oh, interesting.
It's hard to explain, but yeah.
Huh.
So, my biggest complaint in basically any book is if I am spending like a third of my reading time using like the dictionary, because you're using all these big words that no average person would know, I'm not having a good time. I don't like to read and feel like I'm not smart. I like to read and forget that I'm reading because I'm playing a little movie in my head. And this had so many words. I read Phoebe a passage from it. And Phoebe knows a lot of big words because they're the smart guy. And I was like, am I cuckoo bananas, or is this way too many words?
Listen, as a bitch with hyperlexia, I was like, that's ridiculous.
Thank you.
And I don't normally feel that way when Morgan's like, here's a book that has way too many. I'm like, okay, yeah, like those words are, you know.
Well, and tomorrow, the reason I gave it 4.5 instead of 5 stars, I think, is literally just because I still felt like there were too many big words, and this was like way too many. I read a single paragraph and there were 5 words I didn't know.
So much.
And so, anyway.
Hyperlexia is like when you have autism and you know like a lot of words and you remember them and you're good at spelling. It can like manifest in a lot of different ways, but like when I was in the 3rd grade, I had like a 12th grade reading level. So if you were like one of those kids who had to do like the AR reading goals and you had...
And they were like, now you have to read boring books?
Yes. They'd be like, you have to read Pride and Prejudice. And I'd be like, I'm 8, bitch. I don't want to fucking read Pride and Prejudice. That's not interesting to me. Also, like, the way that they do those tests is not, like, conducive to...
Everybody?
Well, yeah, just conducive to, like, kids, like, wanting to learn to read, you know? Anyway, sorry.
I'll tell you what is conducive if you give them a pizza party if they read 100 books. I should really get an autism diagnosis. They should give you, like, a little plaque. And be like, you have autism. Phoebe said so. Phoebe's given you enough symptom confirmation, so now you get a little plaque.
Somebody messaged us on Instagram and was like, it wasn't stressful.
Oh, sorry.
But they were like, I would love to know how you got your autism diagnosis and how you got it confirmed and why you went about getting that. And I was like, oh no.
I didn't.
I did not. It wouldn't change anything for me to have it at this point in my life. And it would be thousands of dollars to try to get it confirmed. And so it's not.
I guess with OHP, I don't know if you'd be able to do it.
No.
But like there's no...
For me, in
no
terms of like resources
right
that I need or like other things, like we have this very weird job, so like it's not super relevant.
You get to make your own hours.
It was peer reviewed. Thank you, Seven. That is what happened.
Anyway, so there's way too many big words. And then secondly, now I erased this part from my Goodreads because I Googled the author and the author uses they them pronouns, so I feel better about it. But when I was reading it, like one of the main characters like uses they them pronouns technically, but our person whose perspective we're reading from like only uses they them pronouns for this person because they like
their pronouns are not confirmed, right?
Yes,
this
like,
person's androgynous.
So the person who like, and also neither of them have names, by the way, so that's also confusing to me. The androgynous person never talks about their gender, never talks about like being androgynous, never says that they use they them pronouns. It's just that the girlie whose perspective we're reading from is like
can't tell what genitals this person has.
Yes, like they say it with much fancier words, but they're like they don't have...
You couldn't immigrate to Australia.
They don't have enough like secondary sex characteristics that lean one way or another for me to be able to tell like what's in their pants. Is kind of like the energy of what she's saying. And I was like, I don't love that. But again, like the author is trans, and so like they have way more to say than I ever could. So I took that part out of my Goodreads because I was like, whatever, like if this person feels like it is trans representation because they wrote it that way, then like they can. But that's not even my biggest problem.
As a they them pronouns user, I don't love that though. Like that's not my favorite.
As someone who's married to someone who uses they them pronouns, I was like, to me, and again, like I am a white cis person, but like to me it was reading like how someone is like talks about how like they only date trans women, and they're like always talking about how they only date trans women like a lot, and I'm like,
I am saying that's so funny.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Canada's one of them.
That you can't immigrate to if you're autistic?
Yeah, if you have an autistic diagnosis.
Okay, so here's the thing. Genuinely, I don't have any, like, plans to do either of those, like, immigrate anywhere at this moment in my life. But I had a concern that if I had a, like, an autism diagnosis, that it would be more difficult for me via, like, insurance to get top surgery. And that is like a fear that I have.
I don't know if it's true.
I have no idea if it's true. I have no idea. I know that it was a question that was asked essentially in like my, they ask a lot of questions when you're getting top surgery for them to like write your letter of support or whatever. They have to like say the things that you have and other shit. So you have to be like, here's my list of like mental illnesses and other stuff going on. It's true for second parent adoption. That also makes sense. That makes sense. So anyway, it's not something that would be helpful to me. It just, to me, feels like something that might only hinder me. And personally, like the, support and camaraderie that I feel with other autistic people, and then also from realizing, like, I felt my whole life like everybody else was given a little pamphlet that was like, this is how you're supposed to do things. And I didn't fucking get the pamphlet, So yeah, just to know that made me feel way better, that I was like, oh, it's not that everybody else is having a horrible fucking time when their socks are wet and they're just better at being a person than I am. It's that it's not difficult for them to have wet socks. And that's huge. Like, that is a game changer for me to have that knowledge. Because it's not good, Psychology evaluation, I think autism diagnosis isn't ideal, which is so sad. That makes sense. Technically, my parts won't be involved in that at all, so I'm curious what, like,
just your
level...
little brain.
Yeah. Curious what level of involvement.
They'd probably still interview us, though.
Lace is made of itch. Absolutely. Absolutely.
When they asked that on the autism screeners, I thought they were asking if I literally thought everyone else got a rule book, and that's how I know I'm autistic.
That's so funny.
That's what I thought, yeah. I know that when we talked to our doctor, they were like, we'd get a sit-down conversation by ourselves, and we'd also get one with our donor, and then they have one with our donor and our donor's girlfriend.
I know that they would interview me. I am curious, like, what level of importance compared to our donor and Morgan, whose, like, genetic parts it's taking. Like, what?
Man. Is that right, though?
Hey. Hey. That was all I was saying. They definitely, I will be evaluated.
If we do IVF.
Absolutely, Kaya. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah. Yeah, I also feel way better being like, the music is too loud, I can't think. Or like, I have to go be in my room by myself for a long time now. Which is great.
I also think if you have like a formal diagnosis, or like when you talk too much about being autistic, or really anything on the internet, people start telling you things that they like start, what's it called when you're like pushing something onto someone because like you're experiencing
armchair diagnosing?
No.
Projecting?
Projecting.
Oh, something, yeah.
You can talk about this,
I am going to talk about this. And it's not stressful. And if anybody is in here who suggested that we get DAS Pass at like Disneyland, I don't think there's anything wrong with suggesting that I get it.
This is just a perfect example of it.
This is a perfect example.
Other ways also.
Yeah, of people being like, oh my God. It's usually people who don't know that we worked at Disney. But there was a group of people who are like, you have to get DAS Pass. It's going to change your life. It's going to make everything easier. It's going to make, and like the way...
It's the Disability Access Pass in Disneyland.
Sorry, yes. And it makes it so you don't have to wait in lines. What you instead do is you get like a time that you like
wait
a
like
return
outside
time.
the line, basically.
And then you don't have to be in the line.
But you're still waiting the same amount. Like,
yes.
You can't really like cheat the system with it.
Yes. And so it's not like funny to me, but like I am like intimately familiar with like the way that Disney parks work. And I also am the kind of person who, the ways that I get sensory overload, like waiting in a line is not like an issue that I have in that way. I don't think that it wouldn't like hurt for us to get it, but like I wasn't gonna like do the phone call and like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Also, like I don't think if you get it, even if you don't need it, you're taking it away from anyone.
No.
But like, I think it was just like, it
felt frustrating to feel like
the overload of a lot of people saying like, you need this thing, when Phoebe's like, I don't need that.
Yes, it felt like there were a lot of people being like, I understand your needs, and I was like, I don't think you do. Which is okay, but it's part of the reason why I don't talk so much about being like 98% sure that I'm autistic on the internet. Also, one time I said that George was autistic, our cat, and somebody was like, you don't talk enough about people autism, so I don't think you should talk about cats.
They were like, this isn't
autism.
a funny joke.
Yes. They essentially thought that I was being ableist to George. And I was like, no, it's because he likes to sleep on cold, hard surfaces, just like me.
Yeah.
He's just like me for real. We're the same guy, But now I say George beefy autistic, and there's a million people in the comments are like, it is me. All I've ever wanted to be is beefy and autistic. And I'm like, so true, bestie. You're doing amazing.
do that too. It's my autism.
Yes. Absolutely.
People love to make assumptions about anything.
And that's okay.
Does he like to lay on concrete? I don't know if he experiences concrete.
I don't think, yeah, he doesn't have any access to concrete. What he will do is he'll pick a comfy, cozy spot and then, like, on, like, a couch or something, and he'll find, like, a remote control or, like, a
scissors
video game
are quite
controller.
literally his favorite. If there's scissors left out, he will be taking a nap on them.
Because they're made out of metal. It's so funny. I'll have to post, like, a roundup because it's so fucking cute.
That's concrete. That's funny.
Georgie.
Who is he, Robert?
Our sweet boy Georgie. Oh, he'd love a pan.
That's true.
He'd be obsessed with that. He went through this stage where he would be inside of a cardboard box, but it was never the right size for him because my parents were getting a lot of, like, Amazon deliveries at that time. So it would be a box that's, like, this big and Georgie's, like, this big. And so it would just be him, like, busting out of the sides of a box, like, constantly. So funny. But now he likes to be flat and have metal on his little cheek. Are we done swimming?
Yeah, well, I wanted to get to, like, the end of my thing here. But I have to come back after dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta work on my wig.
Nice.
Oh my god. It thought when you said dinky that you meant penis.
Cookie sheet. Cookie sheet for naps.
Oh, maybe we'll buy him a cookie sheet. He would love that
Just for him.
so much. That would be his favorite. No, you're perfect. Okay, my friends, I think we're going to head out.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for hanging. We're not streaming tomorrow because we're getting our COVID boosters in the morning. And
COVID boosters and flu shots.
Yes, and then we have a photo shoot, and then we have an insemination.
Yes.
Big day.
Big day for us tomorrow. We're getting vaxxed, and then we're getting shot, and then we're getting spermed.
Yeah.
Heyo.
And then if you are local, we'll be at Sunny's house on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're not local, Sunny's house has like a 60% off sale on like a shit ton of things because it's their birthday weekend. So even online. Also, I know they ship internationally. It's probably rough, but I do know that they do.
Yeah.
And they learned how to ship internationally for you guys, which I think is very cute.
That's true.
Yes. Okay, love y'all. Goodbye.
Bye.